Today we're making no-knead duck egg braid bread. Whew, I know it's a long title, but it's a really good recipe. Into a bowl, you're going to add 1 cup of warm water, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. We're going to set our bowl aside and allow our yeast to bloom for 15 minutes. While our yeast is blooming, we can go ahead and crack open our duck egg. You're going to notice that the duck egg shell is a little bit thicker than a chicken egg. I love to use duck eggs in baking. After we've allowed our yeast to sit for 15 minutes, we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. You want to add in 3 cups of bread flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and 1 duck egg. A quick tip is to go ahead and beat your duck egg before adding it to your mixture. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're kneading everything together. You're going to knead your dough just until all the ingredients are well incorporated. Next, you're going to take your dough and put it into an oiled bowl, and you're going to allow it to proof and rise for about 2 hours. I like to put mine in the oven on the proof feature. Here's what our dough looks like after 2 hours. Now we're going to set our oven to 375 degrees, and we're going to braid our dough. I like to put a little bit of oil on my hands and separate my dough into 3 equal parts. Next, you're going to make 3 12-inch snakes. If you notice that the dough is kind of bouncing back when you're trying to roll it out, you can let the dough rest for 10 minutes and go back to stretching your pieces out. Now you're going to do just a simple braid and tuck the edges of your bread underneath. I like to bake mine on one of these silicone mats like this with a cookie sheet. You can also use an oiled cookie sheet to bake your bread as well. You're going to let your bread sit for another 15 to 20 minutes to rise before putting in the oven. You're going to put your bread into the oven and bake for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the top of your bread is golden brown. Here's what our bread looks like after baking for 18 minutes. The final step is to give your bread a good brush with some melted butter. This recipe is very versatile. You can adjust it to your liking. Maybe add some herbs on the inside or sprinkle your favorite topping on top of the bread. We love baking with our duck eggs. It gives our baked goods a good, deep, rich flavor, and when you take a look on the inside, the bread is light and fluffy. Hopefully I've given you some inspiration to make some duck egg bread of your own.